Hey boys and girls, this week we are going to be looking at numbers up to 1200 where you're going to be composing and decomposing the numbers. And we did this a little bit this year, but they were with smaller numbers. So let's just review for a little bit. And if you notice, I have a fun little cursor now. Anyways, so we have 6 flats and each of those are 100. So that gets our 600. We have 4 tens. So that would be 40, and then we have our 3 ones, which is 3. So what number would that become? And this is our model. So in standard form, we would write 643. In expanded form, it would be 600 plus 40 plus 3. And written form, as you remember, we'd use our words. So it's 6 spelled out, 100, 40, and remember what this is called? Hyphen. Don't forget to add that in there. 3. So what number does this model represent? So we have 4 flats, which would be 400. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, which would be 60. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, which would be 5. So this is all the different ways. So we have our model, we have our number 465, we have it in word form, and then we have it in expanded form where it's 400 plus 60 plus 5. So what you're going to be looking at this week is you're going to be looking at trading. So let's look at this top model here. So we have 2 flats, which would be 200. We have 4 tens, which is 40. And then we have 16 ones. Well, like we talked about before, we can't have 16 ones. So we have enough to make a 10. So you're going to cross off the 10. We're going to trade it. So that is where the arrow goes here, and that is going to make 1 10 block. So now we would have 50 tens, and then we would have 6 ones. So if we were to write that out and expand it, we have 200 plus 50 plus 6. So again, let's look at this picture. So we have 1 flat, hard to tell in that picture, and then we have, up here, 3 tens, and then we have 13 ones. So we have enough to make a 10. So I'm going to either cross it off and circle it, draw my arrow to the tens place. So once this is crossed off, I can then add a 10, and then we would recount it, and it would be 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So 143. So how could you represent the number using base 10 blocks with only 3 hundreds? So we have all of these 10s, so what do we need to do? Well, let's count them. 10, 20, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I have enough to make a 10, I'm going to loop that. Oops. So that would become 100. So then I would have 400, 2 tens, and 6 ones. So how can we represent this number using base 10 blocks with only 6 tens? So what do we need to do? So we need to add 2 hundreds. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to add, this will loop to make a 10. Oops, sorry. That will go there, and then I will have my 3 ones. So I have 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens, and then 3 ones. So I would say that 273. Again, when you are looping, I would loop it and then cross it off when you are going to draw your 10 and then draw an arrow there. That way you know you're using that, and then draw your 10. Because if you don't loop it or cross it off, you might get confused if you used it or not. And then whatever is left, that's going to be your ones. So this week you have a problem solving, you have a practice paper in Google Classroom, and then you have a stepping stones lesson, which I'm going to show you real quick. That one is in Seesaw. So it is your, looks like our math pages, which that is in here. You can use these manipulatives in this workspace here. So for example, the first one is 200s. You can pull the two flats there. I have 110, I would pull that there. And then I have 13 ones. So I'm not going to do it because it takes too much time. You can either pull these or you can also use the drawing tool and you can draw it. And then you're going to loop it like we just did. You're going to cross it off. Well, let me show you one with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to take my 10, circle, oops, cross. You get what I mean. Draw my arrow here, and I'm going to pull one of these over. Oops. Well, I'm just going to draw one. Okay, so now I have 223, and that is where they got that answer there. Okay, so use your workspace here. That is really helpful for you to see how you're going to trade. Cross it off, draw your arrow, and then do your 10. Good luck. If you have any questions this week, please send me a message on Google Classroom or through Seesaw. But you guys will do a great job.